Λοιπόν, εδώ είμαστε για το δεύτερο ημίωρο και έχουμε στην άλλη άκρη της γραμμής τον Zach Melrose από τους εξαιρετικούς Nightbus. Hello, Zach.
Hello, hi.
Welcome to Channel One. Congratulations about your wonderful debut single, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
All right. So, my pleasure, really. Can you tell us your story as a band, so far? Zach?
Yeah, of course. So Jake's here with me as well from the band. Jake produces and plays guitar. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hello, Jake.
So yeah, we've been together since early last year.
Mm-hmm.
Myself and Jake were DJs in Manchester. Worked together for a few years, and I knew Olive through university, so we got together last summer, started writing and recording, and things just came together really naturally and really easily. Before you knew it, we were writing songs, and that's how Nightbus started, So it came together very quick.
All right. Can we talk about Mirrors? What a fantastic track, really. Is there a tribute in a way to Joy Division, maybe? I'm talking about the lyrics, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, that opening lyric for Mirrors is almost us as a band playing homage to the wonderful heritage that Manchester has as a city and the ripples that it's sent around the world. At times, though, especially if you're living in Manchester, that nostalgia can somewhat feel a little bit overbearing. So it's not saying that we don't appreciate that music, but I think it was us wanting to be we can play homage to that classic music like Joy Division, but also we've got a way of approaching things that's probably a bit more looking towards the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was us as you say, nodding the cap towards Joy Division and the bands and stuff that came before us. So it's definitely a reference point, Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Is there a debut album on the way, Zach? Are you working on it?
I mean, as I previously mentioned, we're writing like crazy. We've worked out on quite a few tracks right now. It only feels right that things are getting responded to in such a positive way that an album probably does feel right at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But moving forward from Way Past 3 and Mirrors, there'll be another 2 singles which will be coming out relatively soon. I'd say probably before summer. And we just want to ride the wave, and it's these 4 singles that are going to come out, Mirrors being part 2, is almost like a short story. So that's the introduction to Nightbus and what we're about. So after that, I guess an album feels right. An album will eventually come out when the time is right and when we're happy as a band, and we want to present work that we think perfectly describes our sound and what we're trying to achieve. And I think when we get to that point, really get a body of work that represents us and what we're about, then the time will. And I guess the context is really important. These singles we're bringing out right now, as I've mentioned, this sort of 4-part story. I feel like the album, a bigger body of work, needs to have context behind it too. And we don't want to just churn something out for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I think that one of the most important things about Nightbus is that we're almost narrating people's stories and our own experiences that happen around us. So I guess we've got to get out there and live a little, right?
The experiences that will be spoken about perhaps not happened yet.
Yeah.
Something true from the heart. You're right. You really have a distinct sound, Zach, of your own, and it's very rare, to be honest. So can you tell us about your creative process as a band on studio,
The creative process is very, very collaborative. We really do bounce off each other and play to our strengths at times. I go out quite a lot and I tend to write sort of short stories, sort of poems about what I might see or what might happen to me personally. And then we talk about it, we're at specific, and then before you know it, we've got the concept behind a track.
Yeah.
And then Olive, she just has a knack for just these melodies and these gorgeous lyrics, and the sort of backbone of the track is Jake's production with the drum beats and the guitar. Jake taught me how to play bass, so it's very, very, very collaborative. But in terms of getting together that sound, which you mentioned before, which by the way, it means an awful lot, you saying, it's distinct and you're really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's very, very DIY, the recording process, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah. It's clear,
It's at home, with minimal equipment. However, I think, in a way, that complements. Well, that is why it sounds the way it does. It's just the lack of equipment and, using what we have access to. It influences the way the music sounds. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, really. I would like to have, all this studio time and all this equipment, but in a way, by limiting yourself, you really get to put the effort in using what you have, and like I said, the way it sounds the way it does is because of just using the things we have access to.
All right. So, do you have any upcoming shows or tours? Are you ready for the summer festivals? Maybe. What's on your mind, really?
We've got a couple of things booked in over the summer.
Yeah.
We've got a few inner city festivals across the UK, and then we're heading over to Rotterdam in October to play a brilliant festival called Left of the Dial, which will be our first sort of European shows. And then, we just want to take any opportunity we can in terms of getting out there and playing out and performing in front of people, meeting fans. And we were playing a couple of shows last week down London and Brighton, and then we played a show in Manchester on Wednesday this week. And, just to have that interaction with fans, and it's so early for us as a band, but those really are quite special moments where people come up to you after the gig or even before the gig and you're chatting, and that human element to it is something that we're really craving and getting out there and interacting. So nothing major is planned yet. We're getting out there and doing, but
yeah, there's lots of things in the works and things that we maybe can't talk about just yet for obvious reasons, but we will be getting out and about as much as possible, hopefully, to many different places. So keep an eye out,
and hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll get over to Greece ASAP as well.
Hope so. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very, very much for your time. Hope to see you in Athens. All right.
Okay, take it easy. Thank you for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.